So let's say you said to me, well, what's land banking? And I would say to you, where do you live? And you would mention the city. And I would say, great. Go back in time 10, 15, 20 years. Can you think of some area in that city that was vacant land? And the person will nod their head just like you're nodding your head. And they'll say, well, yeah. Say, well, what does it look like now? Oh, my God, it's got a Starbucks and it's got a warehouse and a Best Buy and a jewelry store. I said, great. When would you like to have purchased the land? Back 15, 20 years ago or now? He said, well, yeah, 15, 20 years ago. And then you would have sold it so that they could build all these buildings, right? Well, yeah, I would have made a fortune. I said, that's what land banking is. And when you explain it that way, most people do what you just did. They nod their head and they go, oh, so that's okay, I get it. So the concept is fairly easy to understand when explained that way. The other thing is I have two pictures. I have Google Earth pictures of, say, Rancho Cucamonga or Dublin from 1999 and 2009. And it shows 1999, dirt. 2009, all buildings. And people get it. When they see the two pictures, they go, oh, okay, yeah, I want to buy the land here where it's 50,000 an acre, 25,000 an acre, not here where it's $1 million an acre. That's what land banking is. And when explained that way, most people get it very quickly. Well, the money obviously is the driving force, but it's not the money for the money, it's for what the money can do. So having a lot more money available in retirement, having a lot more money to donate and give away, having a lot more money to give to our daughter, who doesn't know that we'll be giving her money, but at some point she will be included in that. So it's about building legacy wealth, we call it. It's about building wealth that is going to last way beyond my lifetime. Something that was going to produce gigantic returns, not incremental, not a percentage, but multiples, and not something I had to manage. Some of my earlier investments with my wife were in single-family homes, rentals, one in Washington, one in Idaho. We have since sold the one in Idaho. But for many years, I'd get phone calls, oh, Brad, we need to replace the air conditioner. It's $2,300. Do you want us to do it? Well, yeah, in Washington in the summer, in eastern Washington, it can be 100 degrees. So as Marcella has said many times, you don't want to have to deal with termites, toilets, and tenants. So we've now gotten rid of one property. The other one is cash flowing positive, so we kind of still like that one. We're going to hold on to that one for a while, but all of our other investments required energy, required time. Land banking, you buy it, you forget about it, except once a year in November when the tax bill comes. I write out a check for $100, $200, send it to the LA County tax assessor, and I'm done. And I don't have to think about it again for a whole year. That's the kind of investing that I like. Well, let me tell you the story about that first piece of property. About 6 months after investing in it, I got to go on a trip. We call it a tour. And I literally stood on the property and did a 360 and could not see anything, any buildings within 3 miles. And I turned to Marcella, and I said, don't tell my wife because she will kill me, because this is like investing in a swamp in Florida. 2.5 years later, I'm down there again, standing in the same place, looking around, half a mile to the east, half a mile to the west. There's over 400 single-family residences being built, even as I speak now to you. That helped a lot. Now, they need homes, they need Starbucks, they need office buildings to go work in, you know, other workers that will come in to support them. And my mixed-use property is sitting smack dab in a spot that all these houses that are being built and all these people that are moving there, they're going to need a mixed use is you know, 4-story building with some kind of retail on the ground floor, maybe an office, and 2 stories of condos. And I'm assuming they're going to want my land at some point. So I'm pretty happy. It's not just what you can make, it's the low threshold to get involved. It's not like you need $1 million or $500,000 or even $100,000. The minimum investment is $25,000, which is easily accessible to most people. They've got that or could get it or could save it up in a relatively small amount of time if they really are focused. So I like the fact that I could get in at a low amount of money. I could use IRA funds, self-directed IRA, Roth money, things like that. And it just made investing very simple and easy. Well, I've known her for 7, 8 years, something like that. And on the first investment, she called me up. She said, I have this property. It's a mixed use, which is very hard to get. And she said, you're the first person I'm calling. Would you be interested in investing? And I only asked her one question. I said, if you had the money, would you be investing in this yourself? She said, in a heartbeat. I said, done. And that was my first investment. And then after that, I've worked very closely with her and Rick. I think they consider me the #1 finder, which means that I've referred more business to them than anybody else so far. And in working that closely with them, I got to see her professionalism, absolutely outstanding. Her level of integrity, absolutely outstanding. Attention to detail, absolutely outstanding. I sound like a broken record, but she knows land banking like nobody's business. And after meeting the other principals, the CEO and the COO in the company, and finding out more about the history of the company and the process that they go through to vet the land before it's even offered to an investor, that's the only company I'm going to work with.